Hello, everyone, and welcome back to AEC Today Reports. We're in the month of October. Hasn't this fall weather been just so beautiful? Don't you love seeing all the leaves change and the beautiful colors of God's wonderful nature? I know I do. Well, we're so happy that you tuned in this evening. So much has been going on in our conference, and we hope you are keeping up. Don't worry, if you haven't, we're going to give you some of the highlights that have happened since we were last together this month.
And so what we have done at Message is to make sure that we are available where the people are, on your mobile device, online on your website, through videos, through social media, and our digital magazine. Hopefully, we can break through the clutter. Because if Facebook has 10,000 levers, they say, to be able to access the innermost desires of the average user, all it takes is one person, one friend like you and me, powered by the Holy Spirit, to reach and touch that heart that is hurting. That's all it takes. So yes, Message is our superpower. The message is our superpower. It allows you to lean in silently, anonymously, seamlessly. Move alongside your friends, your family, your neighbors, until such time as the Holy Spirit powers you to give that message for transformation.
All right, first of all, October is Pastor Appreciation Month. How many of you have celebrated your pastor so far? Well, a lot of our pastors throughout Allegheny East Conference have been celebrated by their churches in various ways. And we know we still have one weekend left and there'll be many more celebrations coming. But we decided to just kind of pull them all together on our website. So you'll see pictures, a gallery of pictures showcasing how some of you are honoring your pastor during this special month. And just on behalf of Allegheny East Conference, we want to say to all of our pastors, thank you so much for what you do. We realize that you are boots on the ground every day, ministering to the needs of our constituents. And for that, we thank you. We are constantly praying for you, and may God be with you in everything that you do. All right, let's go ahead and transition to some of the wonderful things that have been going on within AEC. The first, you've heard about it. We had a few interviews with several people, the Conscience and Justice Convention that we hosted at the North American Division. Now, after an event like that, there's so many thoughts going around. Everyone has their own experience that they're gathering from it. So we decided to pull a few people aside to see what they got from the experience. Let's listen to that now.
I like the way that she dissected the scriptures. Interesting what she said in terms of the bandit. And the bandit can be, institutional. And we need to work against that.
I enjoyed her today, and I just kept thinking, wow, we're really having this type of service in NAD. It was wonderful.
And I was telling my friends that I came dignified and that was very nice, and then she messed me up. Now I don't know what to do with myself, but I'm happy. I'm happy with the whole experience. It was not what I was expecting.
The movie they showed, it stuck in my mind when it talked about the drip. That constant drip is what you damage, not the flood, it's the drip. And I think we need to stop the drip.
The presentation that Dr. Hemmings made on LGBTQ was fascinating. I think she did a tremendous job. And she was very courageous, I think, in her presentation and in the framing of the topic. I also really enjoyed and benefited from the redistricting presentation. I'm a media consultant, and I'm also I do a lot of the world's politics in Alabama, so it was very relevant to me. And in fact, I'm going to be taking some of the information I got, and I'm going to be applying it when I go back to Alabama.
This social justice, conscious justice conference is exactly what's needed, because it helps to wake the people up out of their sleep. We've been sleeping too long. Everyone has been sleeping too long, and it gave me a sense of, well, I'll come back if I can do the work.
The food has been wonderful. And then I think the presenters were well selected, because those that I've sat in, they knew what they were talking about. People are talking more about the community, going into the community with our true selves, not just handing them food and saying God bless you, because they're not just a hand to put food in. They are people, they're human beings, they have needs and desires, and we need to go beyond just that part.
Oh, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. You want to make sure that your constituents know about it. You want to advertise. You want to select the venue where you're going to have it. You're going to make sure your speakers are lined up with their airline flights. There's just so much that takes place. We did South Atlantic Conference did the last CJC meeting just before COVID. It was wonderful. But I have to tell you, I don't think anybody does as much as Woody does. He puts his everything into it. And it's always a success because God is with him. It's just been a beautiful meeting every year. And I'm so proud of what has come from CJC.
The lecturer, they were good. I mean, the sermon were good. And the presenters. And I learned something. I learned about justice and how to treat others when it comes down to seeing each other as one.
The CJC convention is not important. It is very important, in my humble estimation, because of the subject matters that are addressed in a convention like this. And when you look at the two branches, conscience and justice, we were told in our prophetic message as Adventists that we will come to a point when all kinds of things will be happening. You're talking about Sabbath issues. You're talking about, in this case, we deal with the sexual revolution and lifestyle issues going on, church and state situations, the crime situation in terms of the mass incarceration of people of color. It's just a lot that's on the table, and sometimes at the local conference and the local church, it's not just enough in terms of resources to really get a handle on what's going on, what can we do as active participants to bring about some change that's needed. And so a convention of this magnitude and grappling with the subject matters, while we're not required to agree with everybody and everything that's said, you still leave from this place with some substance that you can build on, that you can go and do further research on, and you meet people here, by the way, that you can tap now as resource people to bring to your territory. In the case of, I'm the general vice president for my conference, I've met people here, we're planning programs for next year. Hey, I want to talk to you after Sabbath. Let's put this on your schedule. I want you to come to the South Atlantic Conference. I can go back and say to my power leaders in my conference that went to this convention. Here's some of the things that we can replicate in our convention that's coming up next year, and tap into some of the people that we found here. So the resourcing, the relationships that are built, this is a great place to be, y'all. And if you have not come to the CJC conference, this is my second time, and I would encourage anybody to put this in your schedule, plan for 2024, get the funding in place, and be at the next convention for CJC.
All right, guys, as you can see, if you missed it, you missed a great blessing. We hope to be able to share with you how you can view some of the seminars at a later time. But don't forget, next year is coming. So go ahead and plan in advance. Thanks for tuning into that. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to AEC Today Reports. Yes, we are highlighting all of the wonderful things that have been happening within our conference since last month. One of those things is the retirement of one of our pastors, and that is none other than Dr. Norman Miles. Some of you may know that he used to serve as president of the Lake Region Conference several years ago, and we were happy to have him come and join our family 17 years ago. So he was with Allegheny East Conference for 17 years. He served at our Trinity Temple Church in Newark, New Jersey that whole time. He also served as an area leader for the North New Jersey area, and we're so grateful for everything that Dr. Miles contributed, his wisdom. If you've ever had a conversation with Dr. Miles, you know that you have a wealth of knowledge waiting to be shared with you. And so we just want to say thank you, Dr. Miles, for all that you've done, all the lives that you've impacted during your time here. And even before, many of our pastors were under your tutelage, and talk about how much you poured, you and your wife, Doris, poured into them. And so we just want to say thank you, and we wish you the best as you retire. All right, moving forward, as I said, so much going on within our conference. And just since I'm mentioning that, I hope that you are visiting our website, visit AEC.org. There's some things that happen throughout the weeks that we're not able to focus on every month, but we try to put that on our newsletter. So make sure you're checking out the news section of visitaec.org. All right. Also, I wanted to highlight our Bay Area. They had their Unity Day this month. They were so happy to come together, all of the churches within the Bay Area. It's always a great time when our churches can come together, especially after COVID. It's great to see people from all places within your area and just have a wonderful service together. So shout out to the Bay Area and their Unity Day. And we look forward to the other Unity Days that will happen within our other areas. Up next, we have the funeral services for Elder Alvin M. Kibble, our former president. As we know, there was a service held in California earlier this year, but most recently this past Sunday, his life was celebrated in Maryland at the Sligo Church, and many of you were able to attend and pay your respects to him and his family. And in case you missed it, here's a little bit of the life sketch from Elder Alvin Kibble.
Despite pastoring being his first love, Elder Kibble recognized his calling to church administration. His ascent in the world of church administration was nothing short of remarkable. He served as the ministerial secretary and the executive secretary of the Allegheny East Conference, this before taking the helm of president in 1988.
God's people are both the agents and the beneficiaries of a decided and definite destiny. There does indeed remain a rest for the people of God. At the end of our pilgrim journey, there is a land of pure delight where saints immortal reign. Eternal day excludes the night and pleasure banishes pain. That, in a word, explains the ultimate arrangement, the final eschatology for the members of the household of faith.
It was a position that he held for 12 years, and it was a role that demanded both vision and leadership.
If you want to see more of that life sketch, it is on our website, visit aec.org, or also on our Facebook page. We hope you're following us there as well. All right, guys, we'll be right back after this short break.
The Message Magazine campaign needs your support. No, that's the wrong message. The right message is that you need message. You need to send message to your friends. You need to send message to your family members. You need to send message to your co-workers. You need to send message to your boss. You need the message. We trust that you would send your subscription by going to messagemagazine.com, and they're filling out all the necessary information that you need so that you can send the message to your friends who you want to spend eternity with, who you have a concern about their soul salvation. You need the message. And more importantly, we trust that you would take a subscription for yourself to the Message Magazine. If it's not convenient for you to go to messagemagazine.com, you just fill out the necessary information and send it to Pacific Press. You just put your name, your address, your church, your conference, and send all those names who you have a sincere desire to know them, to have the Message Magazine. Send it to Pacific Press with a check. You can do it by check or money order, and send it to Pacific Press. And we trust that you will be rewarded. I know that you will be rewarded by sending the message with its articles that are relevant, with its articles that are for today, which are articles will meet your need. So you need the message, and we trust that as you are in this Message Magazine campaign, that you'll do all that you can to share the message with those who you love. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Another thing I wanted to make sure I mentioned is something that's going to come up on a future episode of AEC Today, and that is our opportunity to be able to be with our Emmanuel Brinklow Church in Ashton, Maryland. They have an outstanding food distribution program, working with various pantries in their area, and we really want to highlight the wonderful things that they are doing because they do this every 2 weeks. And the amount of families they serve is simply amazing. So keep your eye out for that episode coming up very soon. We want to shout out our Emmanuel Brinklow Church for the wonderful things you are doing and serving your community. So look forward to that coming a little later. We talked about some of the exciting things that have been going on. Well, this very week, we had our employees meeting, formerly known as workers meeting, Monday and Tuesday. During Monday's session, we met with those in the northern region, so that included northern New Jersey, Delaware Valley, and Bay Area. And on Tuesday, we met with Washington Metro area, Baltimore Extended area, and Virginia. This was just an opportunity for all of the pastors and departmental leaders and our administration to come together to be able to share information that our employees need to know. It's always great when we come together, and we always appreciate the worship services or the worship that happens before we start. So that happened this week, just in case you didn't know. All right, I also wanted to highlight some of the things that we have coming up. If you are a health leader, your local church health leader, Dr. Anthony Metley wants to meet with you. That's coming up October the 30th. This is via Zoom. Just wants to be able to hear from you, some of your needs. also be able to share with you some of the initiatives that are coming out of our health department very soon. So if you are a health leader or you're interested in becoming a local health leader at your church or just part of your health team at your church, you want to make sure you join that call on October the 30th. Also, our communication leaders, media teams, anyone that's involved on the communication AV teams of your churches, we're having our own communication check-in. So if you are one of those people, we want to see you Sunday, November the 5th at 12 o'clock. We just want to stay for an hour. We just want to hear, how's the year been going for you? We want to know how we can help you moving forward as we're planning various trainings. So make sure you go ahead and register for that. You can do that on our website, visit aec.org/communication. Also, of course, the weekend is coming. We're hoping that you're going to have a blessed Sabbath, but don't forget on Sunday, we have the Upset podcast that comes on every Sunday at 6 p.m. This weekend, we're talking about this holy war of sorts going on. And so we invite you to be a part of that interactive dialogue. Don't forget to join us on the Upset podcast. All right, guys, I feel like I've been talking a lot, but that's just because so much is going on. And if you have things going on in your church that you want us to feature, whether it's in AEC Today reports or on our website or our newsletter, please reach out to me. You can do that at lhewitt@aecsda.com. We love to hear about everything that you're doing. But for now, thanks for watching this episode of AEC Today Reports, and we'll be back with you next month, 4th Thursday at 7 p.m. Take care, everybody, and have a wonderful weekend and a blessed Sabbath.